Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Stefania. Today I'm gonna do a flip through of my reading journal. As you can see, it's getting bigger and bigger. I think I will have to change notebook pretty soon because I think I'm gonna fill into it with July. But anyway, it's time to go through the pages that I created in June, so I'm gonna show you the books that I've read and say a few words about them. And as always, I'm gonna start from the Healy pages, so that you can see how they're coming alive each single month. I think that I was living in an unhappy place because this page was missing a 1-star book. Now with June I've got one, sadly. But looking at this wall tracker right now, I'm so happy because I would say that there aren't a lot of books with a color that is for less than 3 stars, so I would say that the first 6 months of the years have been pretty good. I've had the books that I've read in June, and there is also a book that I started in May, and then I didn't have it, but I decided to pick it up again, and I finished it in June. My reading tracker, and again I have managed to read each single day a little bit, and I'm so happy about it. As always, my goal is to read a little bit every day, but it doesn't matter how many pages, so probably you're gonna see some days, like for example on the 23rd I've read only 8 pages. Isn't that much, but 8 pages is better than nothing, so I'm quite happy. Then of course there are other days in which I've managed to reach more pages, such as 109, but a number is always fine and good. Doesn't matter if it's a big one or a small one. It's better than nothing. And here we go with the books that I've read in June. Artists. As you can see, it wasn't an amazing month, okay? I'm really hoping for a better month with July, honestly, but I'm gonna talk about them pretty soon. My favorite book for June was Una magia infusa di veleno, which is the first of the Book of Tea, which right now I'm not remembering how it's called in English, but I'm pretty sure that the cover is the same, so I think you should get it. Favorite books, nothing changed, because in June there hasn't been a single book that got 5 stars, so this is just like it was in May. Here I've had my monthly reads, and I'm so happy with this page because if you're gonna go through all the other spreads, there's not a single place where I can actually see the books divided in months, so I'm really happy with this one. It's extremely easy to create and simple, so I think I'm gonna keep on using it also next year. Series tracker. The Book of Tea, I've read the first one. I'm waiting for the second one to come out in Italy because some stuff about the first one, because it was a special edition. I literally loved it. I love that book. It's wonderful. The ages are gorgeous. I've decided to wait for the second one in Italian as well, so I'm gonna wait for it. Book of Night is the other series that I've started. I've read the first one, and I think I'm gonna read the second one, but we're gonna talk about this pretty soon. Bingo. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to finish this one before the end of the year. The only one that could be, let's say, a problem, that could be maybe I'm not gonna manage to color. It's gonna be 60 books, which is my goal for the year, because it's the one that I think it's quite of... I would say it's not impossible, but it's the hardest at this point. I hope to be able to color everything here before the end of the year. Goodreads challenge. With June, I've reached 31 books, which is a good number because my goal is 60. having 31 read by the end of June was like, okay, good, you're on track. Rainbow Challenge, I am sure that I'm gonna fill this one at the end of the year. Like, I'm gonna go back to my previously spread where I have all the covers and just look at them and be like, oh, okay, this we go as a black cover, this is a red one, and so goes on, because I've started it. I've used it in January and for the first few weeks of February, and then I forgot about it. Un anno in rosa challenge, for June there was a dark romance. I wasn't really happy with this one, like, it could have been so much better, but sadly wasn't. Alphabet challenge is getting harder and harder because I keep on reading books that start with the same letter, same for the authors. It's crazy. Every time I finish a book, I look at this spread and I'm like, okay, I can fill in, and then I go to the letter and I'm like, oh, okay, there's already an author with this letter, or there's already a title here. It's getting harder, but I think I've said this already in all of my flip through. I'm not expecting to finishing this one, but it was fun to do it. My other challenges are these two, and I've added one book to the buzzword one, and I know I'm behind. This is still pissing me off. I don't know how I managed to destroy this one like this, but anyway. And this one is still quite off behind, but I like to, let's say, keep them here because maybe in a few months I'm gonna check them all over again and I'm gonna find out that maybe I forgot to add a book or two. I always have problems filling them in. Then there is the generous page where I've added the different books, even if some of them, sometimes I'm not sure where to put them. I should really start reading thriller or something like that because I'm missing this, and I know I'm gonna do it because there is also a voice in my bingo, so I have to, and then I'm gonna see where this is gonna go. Then I have my reading stats where I have June with 5 books, 2 weary books, and 3 were physical books, 1,532 pages, 30 days, 0 books in English and 5 in Italian. And then there are the number of stars, and you can see it wasn't an happy month because 2 books were under the 3 stars, 2 were 3, and only 1 managed to reach 4 stars. Now I'm gonna go to the pages that are created for June. As always, the Plan With Me video is online, so make sure to go and check it out. This month I've decided to use some stickers from a little shop in Italy. Some of them aren't from the shop, some others instead are from that shop, so you can go and check it out, my unboxing video, because I have it on my channel, so be sure to go and check it out. Again, my stats, I'm not gonna talk about them again because I don't think there's anything more to say about them. June monthly view. I've done a thing in June that I've never done before, which is reading more books at the same time. I never do that, okay? I hate it. If I'm reading a book and I have time, I'll keep on reading that book until I'm not over it. I hate to read more books at the same time. I'm just not that type of person. But I had to do it in June because elsewhere I was ending up being stuck with a book, and the only way to finish it was to reading it with another book. So for the first time I have 2 books at the same time. Reading tracker, I've read each single day, and I don't think I have anything else to say about it because I've already quite of said everything at the beginning. Books of June. Here you can see I've added all the stickers, but again, I think I'm gonna keep on creating this spread until December, but maybe I will not use it next year because I'm not so sure about it anymore. And then it's time to start with the books. I am gonna be honest, as always, it's gonna be a mess because I don't want to give any spoilers, so I don't know what to say, what I have to say without spoilers. I've started the month with this book, which I've read with a reading group, and I loved it. I give it 4 stars and not 5 for one simple reason, which is the beginning is a little bit slow according to me, and I had to go through the first few chapters before I could really be, let's say, in the story. I wasn't really in the mood to keep on reading it for the first few chapters. Then when Ning arrived in the capital, that's when I've started being, let's say, I wanted to know how it was going on. And so I've decided to keep on reading it. But if you give it a try, let me tell you one thing, don't let the first few chapters stop you, because then it's definitely better. There are a lot of parts also that are a little bit like a question for me, because I don't understand if they're gonna be, let's say, important for the next book or not, but some of them are, I would say, it's just like if the author had to write them, she knew it, she had to, and she did, but she simply put them like, okay, I have to do it, and boom, put it there. It didn't work for me for certain parts, and I don't want to say which parts, because elsewhere I will give spoilers, but I think it was a lovely read, and I'm pretty sure that the second one is gonna be better than this one, because I don't think there's gonna be a boring starting at all. I think it's gonna start amazingly, because this one doesn't end well, okay? You need to have the second one straight ahead, and I don't, and this makes me so mad. But anyway, I loved it, but for me it wasn't anything more than a 4 stars. And I can't wait to read the second one. Detransition, baby. This one was my big no. Not only of the month, but so far of the year. Sadly, I was expecting so much from this book. Instead, all I've got was toxic relationship and toxic characters. I just can't understand anything. Like, I am constantly questioning. Riz is always playing the card of the victim. Always. You can't like her. You just can't, okay? She does everything to be hated by the reader, according to me. The fact that there were so many parts that left me like, what? Wasn't a good thing. I was expecting a lot from this book, so maybe if I would have started it without any expectation, it would have been amazing. Maybe I wouldn't be this disappointed, but I am disappointed, okay? I was expecting so much. Instead, this book only got 1 star from me. So it was definitely a no. Then I've read the book that let's say I've picked up for the Una Rosa challenge. This book had so much potential, okay? It could have been so much better. I felt a huge missing of all the trauma. Like, what happened to the main characters isn't an easy thing, isn't soft. It's a strong thing. And I was expecting to see them and the others around them dealing with that trauma, okay? They've been kidnapped. And Cora comes out from this experience with proof of what she went through, okay? So I was expecting so much more. Also, dark romance is not my favorite at all, so I knew it wouldn't be easy for me to read something like this, but I wanted to do it for the challenge. The character that I couldn't stand was Cora's sister, which is her sister and is the male protagonist, the girlfriend, so she's connected with both of them, and I couldn't stand her at all because she's literally acting as if what they went through was nothing. I mean, even if you don't know exactly what happened, you don't know all the details, you know that they've been kidnapped for more than 20 days. So you should be the first one understanding that they need time and space. Healing, it's a long process. Instead, no. Then it was time to read Mary, and I was expecting so much from this book. And again, this book let me down. 2.5 stars. The first thing that was a problem for me was chapters in the present and chapters in the past, and it's fine. But when you're reading the chapters that take place in Scotland, so in the past, you are reading them from the point of view of Mary. You're living the story from the point of view of Mary. That's it. While the present one, they're not anymore from the point of view of Mary, neither from the point of view of any other characters. So it's quite frustrating for me because I couldn't really keep on going through the book without having this huge stop, let's say it. I was constantly reading the chapters in Scotland, and then I had to stop for 30 seconds before moving in the present chapters because I just couldn't keep on connecting. Like, I would have rather had them from a different point of view, from another character, instead that the story was told by a person outside the story. So I had this problem with it. The second big problem for me was all the chapters that are written from the point of view of Mary. And here is why. Maybe I am the one that didn't get it. Maybe it was a choice that the author did, thinking I want to give this, exactly this feeling. But I was constantly asking myself, is it true or not? There are parts that, of course, you're gonna say, you know what, it's only Mary's head. She's using her imagination and she's creating all these things up from nowhere. Like, monsters don't exist, so it's obvious she can't meet one in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's crystal clear it's her mind creating him. But at the same time, there are a lot of moments in which Mary has some blackouts. She just doesn't remember what happened. And when she starts remembering, this is where I was really, let's say, confused, because I couldn't understand if what she was remembering actually happened or not. Because it was something that could have happened. So it's something that has a logic. Could it happen? Yes. But at the same time, she had some details that are from her imagination, so she's letting her fantasy world coming alive. And so you're gonna be like, okay, this is not true for sure. But at that point, you're gonna be like, okay, but wait a second. The thing that could be true is actually true, or it's all coming out from her brain, like she's inventing it from nowhere, and nothing of all of it ever happened. So this really left me in a state of mind that wasn't a lovely one. I was constantly asking myself, is it true or not? I was constantly confused, and this was a very sad thing. Maybe, however, was a choice that the author did to make the reader understand all this big problem or confusion that there was inside Mary's head. Maybe it was something as, I want to create this. I don't know, but I was disappointed with this one, sadly. And then I moved and read the Book of Night. I guess it's called like this in English. I was a little bit scared because I've read a lot of reviews that were amazing and a lot that weren't that good. I loved Folk of the Year, so I was excited when I heard that All Black was coming out with an adult and not a young adult. I wanted to read it, and I've decided to buy it this month because there were a huge discount. And when I started it, I was like, okay, it's gonna be as amazing as the Folk of the Year series. I can feel it. But the thing is that it wasn't. I'm sorry, I gave it 3 stars, but the truth is that for the first 40%, I would say, of the book, it's like nothing really happens. I'm sorry, I just didn't like it. It was boring, it was slow. I don't know, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I give it 3 stars because I like the writing, yes. The characters were interesting, yes. But I just couldn't give it 3 stars and a half or more. 3 stars is already big for me for this book. And now I'm not sure if I want to read the next one or not, because I'm questioning my choices. Anyway, this has been my month of June. It wasn't a month full of a lot of books, and sadly, it wasn't even a month with a lot of good books. Because as you've seen, only one book got 4 stars. All the others didn't reach 3 stars and a half. I was wondering, have you read any of these books? If yes, which one? If no, are you planning on reading them? If yes, did you like them, or you just wish you would have never read them? As always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give it a thumb up, to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. As always, thank you so much for your support. See you next time. Bye!